Let's begin the lesson for week 10, inequalities. Now this is something that you may or may not have done last year, so we're going to go through it together and just see how we do. And we'll go through it again once school starts, and you can ask some questions then as well, but I do want you to go through it with me, do the video notes, do the homework, and if we're still having problems with it when school starts, we'll spend some more time on it this fall. So the first thing we need to do is look at graphing inequalities on a number line. So if we have x is less than, remember that this symbol means less than. I'll zoom in on it just a little bit so you can see it. X is less than 3. All right, so let's make a number line. We've got 3 and then 4, 5, 2, 1. X is less than 3. All right. So the first thing we want to do is if we have a less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, we're going to use a closed circle. But if we have a less than or greater than, we're going to use an open circle. We have a less than, so we're going to put an open circle on the 3. And then all the numbers less than 3 are to the left. Anytime you have less than and your variable's on the side, it's going to be to the left. Now we have x is greater than -1. So we've got our number line. Greater than is an open circle. And anything greater than is going to be to the right because 0 is greater than -1. X is greater than or equal to 4. Let's make our number line. Greater than or equal to is here. It says we're going to have a closed circle, so we're going to put a closed circle on the 4. Greater than is to the right, so we'll draw our arrow to the right. Number 4, x is less than or equal to -6. Be careful making your number lines with negatives because remember that negatives are a little bit opposite from what we're used to with positive numbers, and so it looks like they get smaller, but they actually do get bigger. So we have a closed circle because it's less than or equal to, and everything to the left is less than. So we'll go ahead and draw our arrow to the left. All right, now we're going to solve inequalities. When we solve inequalities, they're going to solve the same as equations, which we've already worked on together this summer. The only difference is that you must flip the symbol when you multiply or divide by a negative number. So let's take a look at them. We've got x plus 2 is less than -2. Remember, we want this x to be by itself, so we subtract 2 from both sides. That leaves us with x is less than -2 minus 2, which is -4. Okay, we did not do any multiplication or division, so we don't have to worry about flipping any symbols. We just have to graph our answer on the number line. So it's less than, that means we have an open circle, and everything to the left is less than -4, so we draw our arrow to the left. Let's take a look at number 6. Number 6 says 3x, 3 times x is less than or equal to -12. In order to solve it, we divide by a +3. So we've done division, but we've divided by a positive. Our rule says if we divide by a negative, so it doesn't apply here. So we get x is less than or equal to -4. We don't change our symbol. So we'll go ahead and make our number line. Less than or equal to is a closed circle, and everything goes to the left. Number 7. X divided by -2 is greater than -4. In order to solve this, we have to multiply both sides by a -2. Remember that we must flip the symbol when we multiply by a negative number. So we multiply both sides by negative. That gives us x is less than 8, but we have to flip it because we multiplied by a negative. So we change it from less than to greater than. So we'll go ahead and make our number line. Greater than is an open circle. Everything to the right of 8 is greater than 8. So now that you've had some time to go over the review, let's take a look at the video notes. If you need some more time to look at this, you can pause or rewind this part of the video, go through it again, and then move on to the video notes. All right, let's take a look at number 1. X plus 4 is greater than 8. In order to get x by itself, we subtract 4 because we have a positive 4. That gives us x is greater than 4. Because we didn't multiply or divide by a negative, we don't have to flip our symbol. So we'll make our number line. Greater than is an open circle. Everything to the right of 4 is greater than 4. Number 2, x minus 9 is less than 10. We have negative 9, so we need to add 9 to both sides. So x is less than 19. We didn't multiply or divide by a negative, so our rule doesn't come into play. We just go ahead and make our number line. Less than is an open circle, so we'll put that on the 19. Everything to the left of 19 is less than 19. Let's take a look at number 3. 3 times x is greater than or equal to negative 9. Because it's multiplication, we have to divide both sides by 3 to solve. We're dividing by a positive number, so we're not going to flip our symbol, so we get x is greater than or equal to negative 3. Make our number line. Greater than or equal to is a closed circle. Everything to the right of negative 3 is greater than negative 3. Number 4, negative 2 times x is less than or equal to negative 10. Because it's multiplication, we have to divide to solve it, and we're going to divide by a negative 2. When we divide by a negative, we have to flip our symbol because we divided by a negative. Just to remind you, we'll write that out there. We divided by a negative, so we're going to flip that from less than or equal to greater than or equal to. X is greater than or equal to negative 2 to 10 divided by negative 2, which is 5. So we'll go ahead and make our number line. Greater than or equal is a closed circle. Everything to the right of 5 is greater than 5. So we'll draw our arrow to the right. Let's look at number 5. Number 5 says x divided by 5 is greater than 5. Remember that I like to rewrite these to give me a little bit more room when they're division. I multiply both sides by 5 to get x by itself. That means these two cancel, and I get x is greater than 25. Remember, I multiplied, but I multiplied by a positive, so I don't have to flip my symbol. So 25, we'll draw our number line. Greater than is an open circle, and everything to the right of 25 is greater than 25. Last one, number 6. X divided by negative 4 is less than or equal to negative 3. So I'll rewrite it to give myself some more space. I'll multiply both sides by negative 4 to get x by itself. Now remember, I multiplied by a negative, so I have to flip my symbol. That leaves me with x is greater than or equal to negative 3 times negative 4 is positive 12. Greater than or equal to is a closed circle. Everything to the right of 12 is greater than, so we'll draw our arrow to the right. Remember that you can take a look at my website for other useful links to help you out. You can also email me with any questions that you have. This is the last lesson for the summer. Once you've finished it, you can do the homework, number 10, Solving Inequalities. Bring this with you to class on the first day of school, and we'll start reviewing for the tests that we'll take on the Friday after school starts. And don't forget that you have an extra credit opportunity. If you look on the first page of my website, there's an extra credit opportunity. If you just scroll down, you should see that. And that extra credit opportunity will be the only one for the first quarter. So take a look at that. check your email also. I'll send you an email reminding you to do that before school starts. Enjoy the rest of your summer, and I will see you when school starts.